Hi, I'm Tamara Monosoff, and I'm the founder of MomInvented.com and my new mentoring and training website, TamaraMonosoff.com. If you have an idea, a product idea that you're considering bringing to market, then most likely one of the big questions that you're asking yourself is, how can I protect my idea? Which is why I am thrilled to introduce you to my special guest, John Merchant of J. Merchant Law. John's a business law attorney as well as an intellectual property attorney. John, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's good to be here. Thanks.
One of the big questions is about trademarks, and I think trademarks can be so powerful, but I think it'd be helpful if you explained in some detail about what a trademark is, why we've talked about it in the other video, one of our other videos is what it is, but if you can just briefly touch on what it is, why it's useful, and how an inventor can use it to their advantage.
Okay. Trademarks are basically source indicators. So they tell the consumer what the source of the goods and services are. So they can be a name, commonly they're names, or they can be a logo or a combination of designs or even a symbol. In some cases they can be colors or sounds, but those are closely related to, in other words, they are put in front of the consumer in relation to the goods and services that are being sold, and this consumer equates that product with the symbol or name or whatever as the source of those products. So trademark law is really focused on the consumer, on making sure that the consumer is not confused into thinking that one product is from another source. So they try to keep things as separate as possible and make sure that there's not confusingly similar marks out there. So trademark law is associated with that. And the registration process for obtaining a trademark largely has to do with an examiner determining whether there are any confusingly similar marks out there and to what extent trademark rights would be granted to the trademark owner.
The thing that comes to my mind is I immediately envision the Nike swoosh, because right. You know what that is.
You know right away. Or the Mercedes-Benz symbol. Or, a name like Kodak, which is a very powerful trademark, because although Kodak doesn't mean anything in of itself, that's true. The consumer knows that relates to, used to relate to film. I guess, I don't know if we have film anymore. It relates to photographic, equipment and things like that.
So tell us, if you will, sometimes there's questions about what a TM is and what an R is when you see that written next to a logo or a phrase or words.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's confusing in large part because a lot of people can, use it, don't use it right, or they use it in different ways. But basically, a TM, a small TM that you see next to a name or a logo or something, is just an indication that the owner considers this symbol, name, or whatever it is, to be a trademark. It doesn't really have any legal significance other than that. It basically is a shout out to the public or the consumer that say, hey, this is my trademark. Now, it's important to some extent because trademark rights are automatic in some ways. In other words, they are created upon use to a certain degree and within a certain boundaries of the geographical area in which you are reaching your consumers. So it's automatic to some extent. But trademark registrations provide much more powerful rights, nationwide rights. And so it can be very important. It can be easier to enforce your trademark if you have it registered. You can only use the circle R if you have a registered trademark. Now, in foreign countries, you can use either the TM or the circle R, so it gets confusing as to, what kind of protection, is foreign, U.S., or whatever. But generally speaking, if you're looking at something that says TM on it, it just means that that the owner considers it to be a trademark and it's not necessarily registered. If you see the circle R, then it is definitely registered.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much, John, for bringing clarity to that for us.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much.